All right, so to start off, I gotta admit that I was wrong about something. I my score prediction was completely off. I thought it was gonna be 2-1 Liverpool, ended up being 3-0. So I apologize to our listeners. I was right that there was 3 goals scored. So I was right about that. That's that's my little pricky thing to say. And,
I think if
uh,
I were you, I'd get it out now because once I start, I'm not stopping for a while. So get everything out now because once I go, this is going to be like a 20-minute run. So if I were you, just get it out.
Go ahead, bro. You ready? Let's do this. Three, two, one. Fergie time.
So first and foremost, congrats, good win. You have to, better team won, better manager had his shit together. Surprisingly, I it's one of those things. I looked at this and I'm like, how do I live my life, Nick? What is my train of thought these days? It became philosophical. I've had 24 hours, just over 24 hours to think about it. And it's like, the old me would have been, I'm still livid. It's embarrassing. It's not as bad as the 7-0, but I find myself when I was driving, I just got back from the game, playing the game, so apologies if I'm a bit musty and whatnot, but gym isn't enough now. Doing the gym, the weights weren't enough. I need to play almost every other day just to get this out of my system. And I find myself when I'm stopped at a traffic light and I'm just sitting on a red light, and all I'm thinking is, did we really just lose 3-0 at home? This is the first manager since Paisley to win his first game against United and at Old Trafford as well. What the fuck? And then I
Yeah.
thought, what? That Sunday, it's a new week. Monday's a new day. So I flipped the page a little bit. I was like, it's 9:18 p.m. on a Monday evening. It's a new week. And Anek Graywell from London, have already achieved more on the first day of the week, this brand new week, than those dumb motherfuckers could do yesterday. What the fuck
Can I
was
just
that,
interject?
Casemiro? What the fuck was that, Rashford? And you know
Can I
what?
just interject for one quick second? I accomplished nothing today. So
What you
ManU
do?
losing actually was good for you
I was
personally and bad for me.
I was you. I would sit there with the highlights. I would have every device at my place, whether it's the fucking iPad, the television, the laptop, my phone, fuck it, in every different fucking language I could find. And I would just have that shit playing 24 hours all day. And I would just sit there with fucking delivery on my side and my fucking phone on the other hand and just sit there and enjoy it. If United won, it did their motherfucking jobs. I today would have been this whole week. I would have achieved nothing. So first and foremost, I've already done more in my first fucking day this week than those dumb motherfuckers could do yesterday and last week.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm taking it. I'm like, this is a brand new week. I'm going to be productive. I've got a bunch of other work I'm going to finish tonight. I am going to be better. My team is
Yeah.
shit. I will be better. I will be
Yeah.
good. So
That's good.
that was the twist on it. And here's a
Yeah.
funny part, bit of a side story. So the whole United Liverpool rivalry thing. We went to Dublin a couple months ago. Irish Paul was fighting, as always, does his job, fucking takes the guy's head off first round. We go out celebrating. I do my job. I black out drinking. We had a
Yeah,
good.
that's your job.
That's our job. I'm not in there fighting. He does his
Yeah.
job. I do my job.
Yeah.
Long story short, we meet a bunch of girls. Got her number. Don't remember it. Long story short, she's from Liverpool. So we've been talking a couple of months now. Obviously, it's a bit of a drive, so we're trying to coordinate when we're going to hang out, this and that. Conversation kind of went quiet the last month or so, and I feel like I've been a little bit ghosted. So again, drive home today because you got to laugh at your own pain sometimes, as Kevin Hart would say,
Yeah.
Chris Rock would say as well. Fucking, I'm like, what's worse, being ghosted by the chick from Liverpool or losing 3-0 to Liverpool? I'm being cut by Liverpool as a city, as a people, and in the
Yeah.
football team terms as well. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're gonna text her, I'm like, I don't know what's worse, the fact that you haven't responded again now, or the fact that your fucking team beat my team 3-0. But it's all
Yeah.
good. Such is life.
I do want to say as a side note, well, first of all, my girlfriend's be coming home in like 5 minutes, so she's gonna walk through here. But she sent a next picture to some of her Venezuelan friends, and because we're talking about this on Haterade about whether or not South Americans like Indians, and apparently they do. So like, that is the good news that happened to you this weekend. But
You know
yeah, I
what?
mean, look, I mean,
It's
sorry,
weird.
continue.
And it gets only better. It's only gonna, because it's funny. Life is a joke. My life
Yeah.
is a, if I, Someone once asked me a question. If you could describe your life as a TV show, what would you say? Fucking curb your enthusiasm. I'm fucking Larry David right now. I'm just angry. The whole world is turning against me. I'm sick of it. Guess when the return fixture is? Guess when we play you fucks at Anfield?
I'm looking up right now. When?
January 4th, my fucking birthday. Hallelujah. It's just one big circle jerk. It's one big fuck you and Nate. Haha, we're Liverpool. And everyone's like, oh, Oasis back together this week, all that bullshit. Fuck them, they're City fans. It's just all, I can't, you just gotta laugh at it. I'm just fine. I played yesterday after the game. I played today, I'm playing tomorrow, I'm playing Thursday, I'm gonna play Sunday again. I just have to play it out of my system. That's all I can do. Honestly, it's a fucking joke. I don't understand. It's one thing, all right, for me, Casemiro, first of all, what the fuck, man? Like, you should tear up your contract. What's the word for it? You know when the Japanese samurais used to take the sword and just fucking gut themselves and just fucking honor kill themselves?
Harakiri.
And harakiri yourself, bro. I don't give a shit. Like, what the harakiri your football career. Retire now. Hang up those boots. Just go. Fuck it. Do yourself a favor. Do the world a favor. Fuck off. Rashford, this dumb motherfucker. I'll give him credit. He dug out a cross for Xerxes towards the end of the game, but it was already 3-0. At one point, he's one-on-one. We're 3-0 down. Old Trafford, he's one-on-one with one of your defenders. I don't know if it was Trent or if it was Konate. He turns around and goes backwards. If you can't attack a Liverpool defender one-on-one at Old Trafford, then you're gone. You just don't give a fuck anymore then. Attack him, you lose the ball. It is what it is. But the fact that you're not even going for it, where are the balls? Where's the brave? Where's the pride? This is ultimate cuck behavior. And I have to pay Sky Sports £28 a month to watch this shit. What the fuck? And I'm paying BT as well to watch us playing the fucking Europa League, which will end up again this year if this shit carries on. And the most disappointing thing is, and we can pull up a heat map afterwards in terms of the average position of Liverpool versus United on the pitch. We bought De Ligt, Euro's injured, whatever, Mazraoui. We bought these players, and it's such a great group of lads in terms of signings. And Ten Hag, high fucking line. Let's defend high. Oh, we can't. We have Maguire. All right, go get X, Y, and Z. Well, we have. We were deeper. There was the same gap between our defense and our midfield and our attack. Huge gap. And if you look at Liverpool, they're literally playing what we are supposed to do. They did, literally. This is I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. This is what we're aspiring to do. We're aspiring to have a midfielder like Gravenberch. Ugarte hopefully is the destroyer. He's not the ball distributor that Gravenberch is, the way he carries the ball. But Ugarte will at least be the destroyer and cover the ground. And we need to play that high fucking line. Some friends were saying to me, oh, Casemiro looks bad because it's Maguire, it's so-so, we have to play low. What the fuck was the excuse yesterday from the manager? Why the fuck
I don't actually think... I know everyone was shitting on Casemiro for giving the ball away, and obviously that was a bad move, right? To defend him a little bit, like, it's a second goal to start off with, so it's not like it doesn't break the back. When you get a pressing high line and the game is not going your way, you make those types of mistakes. I don't think Casemiro is the problem necessarily. Obviously, he fucked up yesterday, but I don't think shipping Casemiro out of town is going to necessarily fix the issue, though.
Oh no, getting rid of Casemiro is just the beginning. It's not going to, because that's the style of play. That gap between our defense and our attack in midfield, that's the lack of the high line is the problem. Now, for that first fucking goal, when we actually got possession back, he got the ball. He could have taken all the touches he wanted. He decides, I'm slick, and as soon as the ball comes to him, Mazraoui's gone. Because you got to remember, this guy's playing for Ajax, Bayern Munich. He's got one thing in his mind. Let's attack these motherfuckers. He's thinking, surely this multiple Champions League winning dumb motherfucker isn't going to do what he just goes and does 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
I don't know what pass he was trying to play. There were 3 people there. 3 Liverpool shirts around in that generic area he was hitting it into. Who the fuck are you going to give the ball to? Rashford, who's going to do what? Hold the ball, let Mazraoui and the man go up, and then fucking figure it out. We're in no rush. It's only been 34 fucking minutes. What the fuck's he thinking? Because Mazraoui chips our whole right, so the gaping hole. Honestly, like, what the fuck was just there? And then they just, it was child's play. Honestly, it was watching, I don't even want to say FIFA. Like, I don't know what it was like. Honestly, it was ridiculous. I was like, and you're just yelling at the TV, the back. And then when Gravenberch gets the ball, you're thinking he's going to play it first time into Diaz. Look at the space. He gives it to Salah. You're thinking, okay, maybe. But then Salah being Mo Salah, fucking world-class cross. Fucking world-class cross. What do you expect?
That was, by the way, that was you said it was like watching FIFA. It was literally a pass you see happen in FIFA, but never in real life. That was like a perfect cross.
His weaker foot.
Yeah.
Supposedly weaker foot. Obviously he's left-footed, but like perfectly cushioned. So much so that you had Szoboszlai running onto it, and he had enough time to duck, and then Diaz popped it in. That's how much time and space there was. Like, what?
By the way, Diaz with the new hair. Does he not look like a fucking killer?
I said many mean things. Honestly, my mom wanted me out of the house by halftime. I was gonna go play anyway, but she was like, "You need to leave the house." I was not my best version of myself. Thank God, I'm sure the neighbors heard and they're like, "What the?" They probably knew that. Like, oh, United are probably playing. They're probably losing. And Ake's flipping out. They know. But the second goal. So what Casemiro does in the first instance gets rid of it for no fucking reason, and then to make it even more comical, just because life has to be a comedy. He takes 5 touches in a concentrated area when he's under the cosh, loses it. That he fucked up multiple ways. The only thing he didn't do was score and turn around and just shoot into his own net. That was it would have been the perfect hat trick of fuck ups if he just turned around and booed it into his own net. Honestly, like, how stupid can you be? You know this is a high pressure team. Why are you dilly dallying now? Fucking play out now what you're trying to do. And then his head at one point he's on the fucking touchline.
Can I just make one point about? I made this point last week, but I try to make this point quickly.
He's got a dead poodle on his head. What the fuck is that? But obviously, he scored a goal.
I think it looks way better. I think like right now he looks like a drug dealer, and last year he looked like a fucking nerd, in my opinion. Like, does he look like a nerd in this picture? Anyway, sorry for interrupting you. Continue.
No, it's fine. I just looked at him. I'm just disgusted. I don't want to ever see that face again. Honestly, it's fucking terrible. Like, we had the warning.
Salah got the third.
Trent in the 5th minute, the warning signs were there. Within the first 5 minutes, you got the ball in the back of the net. And I thought, fuck, brilliant, this is how it's going to go. And then VAR saved our asses. But
that was the goal I predicted.
Yeah.
That was what I predicted. I predicted 9, 45, and 75. I think I got the times almost on point. No, I mean, look. So, are you ready for some good news? Are you ready for some good news? Here's the good news. I've been setting this up while you've been going off. Obviously, I've been listening, but multitasking. So let's look at this, right?
Casemiro apparently can't do. He can't think and move the ball at the same time. This dumb motherfucker at one point by the touchline towards the first half just gave up on the ball and it rolled out. It was his own touches, like this stupid bastard.
So you're 1-0-2, right? And you lost to Brighton, and Brighton have a strong beginning of the season, but they're not doing anything this year, right? Like, let's not get fooled by this. Brighton's going to have a strong beginning and then fade out. Like, come on, let's be serious here, right? You lost to Liverpool. As we talked about last week, you aren't in the top 3 class this year. You just aren't, right? So losing to Liverpool, losing to Man City, even losing to Arsenal is not the worst thing in the world.
Losing to Liverpool.
Let me finish. We talked about this last week. Let's look at your September, right? You have a really bad September playing Tottenham, Villa, but then like baby doll.
Palace away. Scroll up. Palace away is not going to be fucking easy. Southampton away is not going to be. I guarantee you, mark my fucking words. Southampton just signed Aaron Ramsdale from Arsenal on deadline day. Watch that dumb motherfucker have a worldie of a game. He'll have a fucking top-notch game against us.
Your September and October are not going to be good. We talked about this, but in November, you're going to turn things around, in my opinion. I believe that. And then also, like, look at this. I think this is important, right? So, like, let's look at the table right now. Okay. City pool top 2. Okay, fine, right? But we have Brighton up here. As I said, Brighton's not going to keep it. Arsenal lost 2 points this weekend. Newcastle lost points. Villa is only at 6 points. They only have 3 more points than you. I don't think it's the end of the world, man. I think it's just going to be a tough couple months, but I think you guys are going to turn it around. I think you guys are just going to end up 4th. Just emotionally prepare for the fact that it's going to be a bad 2 months. I wanted to say this to you last week, but I didn't want to be a dick. Like, when you were like, oh, I think we're going to beat you. I think just like, dude, don't even go into these games for the next 2 months. Don't even go with the expectation. Just hope that you're in the top 8 by the end of October.
It's too early in the season for the hope to die. I'm not a fucking Newcastle fan. I'm not with all due respect, I'm not a fucking Brentford fan or Brighton fan. We're Man United. As shit as we are, whatever all the bullshit is, we have every right to go into and look forward to at least the first fucking 6 games of the season. For me to now already at the NFL calendar, and I know the Raiders have the Chargers in their first game, and I'm already looking at that. That's abysmal 3rd game of the season for me to already be looking at other sports.
I think that you're just gonna have a bad. It's gonna be bad for you until the middle of October, and then
he's 8th in November. He's sacked. He's gone. We cannot be 8th in November. We have to be at the bare minimum 5th by November. Otherwise,
if you're 8th in November, I see that I see that as a win, because every other team has a harder schedule than you. I mean, every other team has an easier schedule than you.
He's already under pressure now. He's already under mad pressure. The journalist, you know what? For the first time, I've backed him to the hilt. Like I've always thought, and I still think he is probably the right guy. The Brighton game, man, Maguire, like that's 3 points we just threw away. De Ligt, you know what? We conceded 3-0. None of the goals were De Ligt's fault. He had Jota in his pocket. I don't care what anyone says. He looked good. I was concerned about De Ligt, throwing him in he's ready, but I was like, damn, Liverpool at home in top form. Still, to this right now, you guys haven't conceded a goal, which kind of pisses me off as a defender myself. I'm like, fuck, like they're winning, but I was hoping they'd be a bit leaky. But
dude, we are, and I don't want to rub salt in, but I do want to talk about Liverpool for a second, eventually. But yeah, no, our team is just, dude, Arne Slot, man, is just fucking like we might have him for it because Liverpool, we keep our managers for a long time. Like I think we've had like 5 managers since 1991 or something, which is funny because people pull up stats like Arne Slot's the first manager to win his first 3 games since like 1991. It's just like we've only had like 3 managers since 1991 anyway. We've had like 4. It's been
Thompson, Houllier, Dalglish twice.
Here, I'll show you.
Rafa, Brendan Rodgers, Klopp, Slot. You've had about 7 because one guy's had 2 stints. You've had about 7 managers.
So since 1991, we've had Roy Evans, Gerard Houllier, Rafael Benitez, Roy Hodgson, Kenny Dalglish, Brendan Rodgers, Jurgen Klopp, and then Arne Slot. That's not a lot. I'm just saying, like, I do think that he's going to stick around for like 5, 6, 7 years. And what do you think about our offense? It looks pretty, doesn't it?
Offense was your attack. For me, the midfield, the revamp last year was brilliant. And I remember when you lot signed Gravenberch, I was like, shit, this is going to be a problem. He had some injury issues, but he never really got going under Klopp. He was just unlucky. And, you know, the Premier League is different compared to the Dutch league, and he didn't get too much time at Bayern either. So, I mean, I'll be honest, right now, just sidetrack, if I'm a Bayern fan, I am pissed. You've let Gravenberch go. You've let De Ligt go. Like, what the fuck are you lot doing? Those talks of Kings potentially in this window as well. Like, you're turning into Tottenham. You're letting the best boys go, and you got Eric Dyer and Harry Kane in. Fucking good luck.
You really are turning into Tottenham.
But what was I going to say? Your midfield revamp was solid. Defense, for me, Alisson is still the best. You know what? Alisson's the best goalkeeper. It's a small thing. When Joshua Zirkzee had his first chance on goal, it was a low shot, not much power, but Alisson would have got it anyway. He would have tipped it away. But he anticipated it so much that he already kind of half dived pretty low and got good to it. Because it was bottom bins. So that's the difference between Alisson versus Ederson, Ter Stegen, your Neuers, your whoever, Oblaks. Alisson is by far the best keeper in the world for me right
now. My girlfriend has this dog.
Oh shit.
And this dog is obsessed with her. Like her literal only purpose in life is to sit on my girlfriend's lap. And she now smells my girlfriend because my girlfriend's coming. And dude, she is literally shaking with excitement. Her body is shaking right now. It is insane.
Hola.
Hablo con mi amigo. I still need to get my office together.
You're good. You don't need to be speak. Sit back and enjoy the fuckery that was the game at Old Trafford yesterday, and I would have it on repeat all week and just be laughing. Honestly, if that was on. Hola, how are you? ¿Cómo está?
Muy bien, ¿tú cómo estás?
No bien, very bad, muy bad.
Oh.
Mucho bien. Ella, equipo de
Casemiro no
fútbol.
Casemiro no
A,
Casemiro.
a mi equipo.
Ah.
Mi equipo gana.
Estamos bien.
Yeah, I'd have it on repeat all the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Off this week, enjoy it. Enjoy the win. International break. Go out for 2 weeks. That's what I would do.
I honestly want more. I want more. But by the way, so the Europa League and Champions League schedule has come out.
Dude, Madrid, yeah. Madrid.
We got Madrid, and guess what? Guess what?
Mbappe, you talk that shit on Mbappe.
I am saying bring on Madrid. The last 3 years, I was terrified. Last 3 years, I was terrified. Now I'm saying bring on Madrid.
I love about football. Football transcends geographies, transcends religion. You sound like every delusional UK fan I've grown up with. You're American. You've just adopted this fucking bullshit recently, and you still sound so like him. I love it. Football is an amazing thing. What an amazing sport where this innocent American guy can turn into a typical fucking delusional Scouse supporting kind English couple years.
Un momento. She's yelling at me.
Oh, no, keep yelling. Yeah, very bad.
No. So, dude, Liverpool are just firing on all cylinders. And the thing about Madrid is their entire strategy. Yo limpio, está bien. Is that their entire strategy is sitting back. And Liverpool in the past years have not been able to break them down. But this year with Arne Slot, we'll be able to.
You messaged me last week saying, I think Slot might be better than Klopp. And I laughed it off. I'm still thinking it's not going to happen, but it's just so full. It's a full circle moment that he's the first manager since Bob Paisley, right? And Bill Shankly was your lot's absolute like godfather. He survived and brought you up. But the one that was even more successful was fucking Paisley. Bill, that's Klopp kind of, because Klopp did an unbelievable job. No one's ever going to doubt that. But it's fucked up when fans look at it historically from 20 years from now. He only won one league and one Champions League. He might have just set Slot up to win quite a bit, especially with Guardiola's time ending soon. I'm now a little bit nervous of like, fuck, like, am I gonna go through what like people went through in the 80s where like, fuck you lot.
Our song is includes a line from Bob Paisley to Bill Shanley, the fields of Anfield Road. We are their supporters, and we come from Liverpool. So like, those are our two managers, and like I would say I have a lot of Liverpool fan friends, and they've all been making the Paisley Shanley comparison, and I really think because here's the thing. Here's what I think is the best thing about Slot. And again, sorry that I'm rubbing wounds, but like. It's that usually, so the worst case scenario when a new manager takes over, because we've both had many managers in many sports take over, right? So let's say you have a great manager, right? The worst case scenario is that the new manager does what the old manager did, but worse, right? So he does all the things, he has all the positives and negatives of the old manager, but he's just not as good. Right. I mean, there's also like everything going to shit, but like that's kind of like the best case of the bad case scenarios, right? And then there's a scenario where like he puts in some good things, he improves on some things, but then he also loses out on a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like the offense is a lot better, but the defense then suffers, right? It legitimately seems, again, this has been 3 games, but it legitimately seems that like Arne Slot has figured out the solution to all of Jurgen Klopp's problems, while at the same time keeping all the benefits of Klopp. Like it's literally every good thing about Klopp has remained on this Liverpool squad, but Arne Slot has like figured out the issues and not sacrificed anything. Like as you said, we haven't conceded a single goal. We've always been really great defensively, but we've always conceded like a ticky-tack goal here and there. It's been our big Achilles heel because then we'll be down 1-0, and then your entire attack's gonna have to change. Arnie Slot has this team locked in defensively. And then the offense, it is just, it looks like a 2024 version of Barcelona. It looks like a 2024 version of Real Madrid in the early 2000s. You know those highlight videos you see where just one touch pass over and over again? Like it really looks like these types of crazy teams. And like, again, they've only had so there are two sides of the argument, right? One side of the argument is it's only been 3 games, stop going crazy. The other side of the argument is it's only been 3 games. This team has only been playing with each other this way for 3 games. Imagine what's going to look like in 10 games. Imagine what's going to look like after 20 games.
I think, like you said that a lot of the arguments made by every other fan that's not a Liverpool fan right now is, oh, it's still the Klopp style. He's just reaping the benefits. When he gets his ideas through, shit might change. He might upset them. For me, and it's funny because you lot didn't sign anyone in the window other than that goalkeeper who will come next year.
Yeah.
Also working on its benefit because it's the same squad in that sense, the same patterns of play. But I think Gravenberch is a brand new signing. Gravenberch is like having a brand new signing. The 6 was an issue. That number 6 position for you lot was an issue last year. You played McAllister there, but then you lose what he does further up the pitch. He's not that guy. Gravenberch is that guy. He's that ball player. I
find it weird that we played McAllister at that position. McAllister's it's kind of like seeing you play, kind of like seeing like Phil Foden or Julian Alvarez play 6. It's like he's not a 6. Like
it was just it was like round hole square peg situation where when you learned defensive crisis back in 2021, the year after winning the league, you lot kept playing Fabinho at centre back because you need him there, but then you're missing so much of him in that number 6, which is causing issues. Not to say he centre back, but he was so much better at CDM at 6 that the payoff the cost payoff ratio was just completely off. McAllister wasn't that bad of a scenario in McAllister in the 6, but you did lose what he could do as in an 8 position. And there were some elements of the 6 game where, like, the defensive side of things, he could be a bit lele. But Gravenberch now, the only question mark I have now is just, can he play the whole season? That's my point. In terms of if he catches an injury, the drop off from him to Endo. Now, I'm not disrespecting Endo, but the drop off is massive. You lot will not be able to do what you do right now with Endo as a 6 versus Gravenberch. Because when he gets the ball, it opens up the play. He's a lanky guy. He's got, the long legs. He can carry the ball, not just intercept. Agarte at United will be more intercept and move the ball. Gravenberch will intercept, carry ball, then play the pass. That's the difference maker. The only thing with Gravenberch, like is with any big players playing in the top leagues, injuries, consistency, that'll be.
So I think that the reason I'm kind of optimistic about Gravenberch? I don't. Is that he?
That's Boston. If you ask United fans right now, fucking goddamn Dutch Boston.
is that I think that the injuries obviously are player specific, but they're also team specific. And there are ways in which you can play a player to not have injuries. You know what I mean? And the problem with Klopp, again, this is like a benefit of Arnie Slot over Klopp, is that Slot seems to be playing, he seems to be playing her schedule a lot more smartly. You know what I mean? He seems to be giving people a lot more rest, allowing people to, play less intensely. Did you just turn off the camera? Okay. Yeah, so he allows people to play less intensely. Like the reason why we had so many injuries with Virgil van Dijk 2 years ago is because he just played, an insane season trying to get the 4-peat where he played 95 minutes a day, 2 days a week. I don't think that Slot is going to make people do that. So
speaking on that, that's a great point. Have you noticed how he's been taking Trent off with about 15, 20 to go? Like Trent threw a bit of a hissy fit last, against Brentford. Yesterday he didn't mind a big fucking smile on his face because you guys were 3 up. Do you think it's things like that? Like he's taking them off just precautionary because these are crucial players that I can't afford to lose to injury.
Yeah.
I heard every 15, 20 of the last 2 games, he's taken Trent off. I'm like,
dude, it's a really smart thing. Like I remember someone, I think I made this point before, but someone made a point about this NFL coach. So he's just this guy should just play some Madden just to learn a little bit about team management and stuff, just the basics. And I think that that was Slot, that was Klopp a little bit. But the beauty of Slot is that he does understand that where you have to take people off at the end to give them some extra rest. And then also he put Connor Bradley in. I was just double checking, who is
Brilliant. I think he's
yeah,
brilliant.
I think he's the guy that I really think that what's gonna happen. I think Slot is allowing Salah's and Virgil van Dijk's contracts to be up in the air, but I think he's gonna sign them for 2 to 3 more years. I do think he's gonna allow TAA to walk, and I think that Connor Bradley's gonna take that spot. So I think that's also it.
That would be criminal. Liverpool lad, vice captain. He's worth so much money right now in this kind of industry. Like a fullback's not usually gone for much historically, but the way the modern game's gone, Trent
Yeah.
would anywhere between 90 to 130, 140 million potentially. You know, someone like Madrid coming in, sniffing around. If he goes for free, I would love it. Don't get me wrong. As a United fan, I think it's hilarious. But there's
Yeah.
just, you guys are too well run with Michael Edwards and your lot's team and the backroom staff. You guys are too smart. I think Salah might be the one because he came out after the game. This was the one silver lining in a very fucking dark cloud yesterday. Was he came out after about an hour after the game, so when we'd finished playing, and he brought up the whole thing like, this might be my last year because Liverpool is still not talking about a contract. And I'm like, how stupid! Like, you guys are just on a high. You scored again. You've assisted too. You might feel a certain way, but don't dampen it for the Scousers. If I'm a Liverpool fan, thinking like, let's enjoy this moment. And you lot still are. Don't get me wrong. It didn't take too much shine off it, but it's just a nigga in the background. Like, oh yeah, we still have these 3 players with less than 10, 11 months left on their contract. I am sure Virgil and Trent will stay. Salah, depending on, there's this famous thing that happens. It's happened with Marcus Rashford. It's happened with other players. When they're on their last year of their contract, they have the most phenomenal fucking year you've ever seen.
Yeah.
As soon as they sign that big fat contract, you will say Rashford now.
Plus, Salah tails off in January and February, which is a big issue. I think that like they brought in Chiesa to fix that. And I think that they, to fix Salah, I think they're trying to find a replacement for Virgil van Dijk. I think they're moving on from this core squad, but they want to do it, kind of slowly and methodically, and they're not sure yet who they're going to sign for what. I think Chiesa is going to be great for us. Although speaking of injury prone, obviously,
He played a fair few minutes last year when he was at Juve in terms of like the comebacks on. And I think if Liverpool manage it in a certain way in this style of play, I don't think he'll be, I could be wrong, I'm just saying based on what I've seen, I don't think when players have those kind of injuries, the ACLs, they're never really back to 100%. Even if they have a great recovery, it's still 95%. That if you look at their meter bar, there's always that little bit that chipped away by that injury. It's unfortunate. So
plus
like,
his whole thing is speed. So,
So I think Chiesa will be managed well. He'll be blooded into the system. I think you guys have AC Milan away, your first Champions League tie, which is a repeat of another final, very famous final in 05.
Yeah.
So
I'm feeling on cloud 9. You're feeling bad, but it's gonna turn around for you. Don't worry about it. And so I'm getting Dagger stared at me right now because I think she wants me to play with her and her dog. So do you want to call it a short footy talk for today? And we'll do a longer view of the league next week.
Yeah, well, during the international break when I've had time to take in the fact that
decompress.
Back to square one. Like we finished the season with -1 goal difference, and what do we have our goal difference right now? -1. Nothing's changed. But I think Ugarte coming in couldn't happen sooner. I'm gonna end with this. Fuck you, Casemiro. If you ever see this, fuck you. Fuck you. Casemiro, he should never play a Premier League game again. We should have. This is always going to be hindsight 2020. But fuck it, we should have put Toby Collier in to start the game to begin with. Fuck it, like he was young, it might have been tough, but he would have been brave on the ball. He came on halftime, he did a good job with what he had to do, work with. Fuck you, Casemiro. Shit.
By the way, one last note before we leave, and I'm gonna have you say "fuck you, Casemiro" one last time. We had a comment last week. Someone said, something like, this is really great in-depth stuff. We got 2 subscribers. We got like 10 views, but 2 subscribers from last week. So I think the army's growing. Anyway, I'm getting Dagger stared at me. So one last time, say "fuck Casemiro."
My fault. Oh, fuck you, Casemiro. Fuck you.
All right, see ya.